Hola, NUEBO. My name is ALFIE TEMPLEMAN, and I'm here in Madrid, living up my best life in the sunshine, and I'm here to talk to you about my new album that's coming out called Radio Soul. So, I basically got started in music off the basis of listening to albums, like in my mum and dad's car, because they used to play a lot of music just around the house, but mostly in the car, and so for some reason I just liked the idea of having a CD and putting it in and listening to an album. It just fascinated me, and I wanted to basically start making my own albums. So when I was a kid, I just tried to learn as many instruments as I could, and have a general knowledge around just recording music. And then I started just releasing music because I finally had enough material that sounded good enough to put out into the world. So yeah, I think at the time, when I started releasing music, I think the best fusion of sound that I found for myself was kind of R&B kind of drums and bass, and I guess just the way I played was kind of mimicking a lot of R&B records, and I was listening to Funkadelic and stuff like that. So I wanted to have quite punchy drums and stuff, but then at the same time indie became kind of the prominent kind of style of music that I started making, just almost out of accident, I wasn't really thinking about it too much. It just happened to be that way, and I don't know, I just started making kind of a fusion of both of them, and it just sounded good to me, and I just ran with it. It just sounded natural. So yeah, I guess in even in the last couple years, I feel so much has changed. I feel I've matured as an artist quite a lot, both musically and lyrically. From a lyrical standpoint, I feel I've just experienced a lot in the last couple years of my life, and I've moved out to London, away from my parents' house, and I've started to become a bit more of an adult. And so my lyrics, I feel I've got a lot more deep and a lot more insightful, because as opposed to a few years ago when I was just making music in my bedroom, and it was the same old thing again and again. So eventually, especially when the pandemic hit, I didn't really have anything to sing about because I was doing the same thing. Whereas now I feel I've just explored a lot more different styles of music thanks to touring, and also just knowing people with great taste in music that have shown me lots of things. And at the same time, just getting better as a lyricist because of just personal experiences and trying to mature as an artist. I just say I take a lot more risks in what I'm doing. I mean, one of the songs, Beckham, I scream in it, which I've never done before. I've never screamed. So, there's I'm trying new things. There's different genres. There's quite a few acousticy kind of sad, straight up sad songs as well, which is kind of rare for me. But I don't know, I just felt doing it at the time. I felt exploring more kind of things without drums and stuff as well, Not every song had to have drums necessarily, or at least not drums for the whole song. And also, I feel I've got better at exploring, time signatures and things like that. Just, I don't know, there's a few parts of the record that are in, 7/8 instead of just, being a regular time signature. So, I don't know, I feel I've just got more confidence, in terms of, daring to try new things. And, maybe, the songs might not get as many streams because they're not as, commercially, satisfying. But for me, it's more about being adventurous and actually putting yourself out there and trying things. That's just part of me as an artist, I think. So great question. I feel in essence, the album is important to me because I tried to stay true to myself and stay true to what genres I was experimenting with, and the exact types of music that I wanted to put in. I messed around with it because I wanted to. And so essentially, Radio Soul kind of sings about staying true to yourself and staying true to your character. And I don't know, I feel music is very much that thing for me. It's what makes me happy, it's what makes me productive, it's my flow state. So I feel this album kind of represents that. It kind of represents I don't know, just the vibrancy of just I don't know, and the excitement of making albums, and why I wanted to do this in the first place. Well, hopefully, it's such an energetic album to me that hopefully it inspires people and, energizes them as well and excites them. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's so many different sounds and things going on in the album, so hopefully, it's like really enjoyable to go on like a little roller coaster ride, so. Well, yeah, I think, the song Radio Soul itself is very much about that kind of thing. It's about like, I don't know, the world seems to be in quite a superficial state at the moment, like everyone's only showing their good side. And I don't know, it can be quite claustrophobic, when you just go online and all you see is just like this false idea of people, And so I kind of wanted to stay away from that in a way and just, I don't know, like many artists have said it, but like social media in general has become like another part of our jobs without us really asking for that, and like it's like we don't really get a say in the matter. It's like we have to like give in to the pressures of social media, and everything's about TikTok now rather than the actual music half the time. So I don't know, like for me it was about kind of trying to ignore that as much as I could get away with it, and instead make just an album that I'm happy with. For me, probably Run to Tomorrow, the very last track, because the lyrics I actually like kind of wrote before the actual melody in the song itself, because they were literally like I just wrote them out because it was something to help me like with panic attacks and stuff. So they were kind of just like a set of instructions to help me like kind of calm myself down. But then I kind of just turned it into a song because I thought it was just quite a nice thing to do, and quite a nice way to like digest it and listen to it as a song and take in the lyrics, and hopefully that song will also help other people as well. But yeah, I think that's like probably the most personal one, probably the hardest one to like release as well. Oh, I think it's going to be really fun. We've got lots of new songs from the set, and also lots of old classics. So we're going to mix it up, but either way, it's going to be a really energetic set. Like we're just going to smash through like lots of really groovy, funky songs, and I think the weather's going to be amazing, and like everyone's just going to be having a good time. So I just think it's going to be really good vibes, to be honest. Hey, thank you. That's a sick camera. That's insane. What? It's so thin.